Hey people, how are you doing today? My name is Makeda Valletta and I'm going live on my IG page, Makeda Valletta Travels. We'll be saving this and reposting it to my YouTube. So if you're on YouTube and you don't follow me on IG, be sure to do that because I post some things on IG that I don't post on YouTube, like photos and stuff like that. And if you're on IG and don't follow me on my YouTube channel, do that as well. Anyhow, I am live from Tulum, and as you can probably hear, it's probably super loud in the background because there's construction going on around me, okay? So, I came here, I've been here once before, last December of 2020. It is now November 2021. I did videos before about my first impressions of Tulum. You can take a look at that, but I came here because I needed some peace, right? A lot has happened this year, and I needed to change the scenery. I'm used to traveling a lot prior to COVID, and COVID has changed things not just because of testing and vaccines, but also because things aren't the same some places like they used to be, right? So I'm thinking to myself, where can I go to get away and have some peace? I wanted to do some work while I was gone, create some content, and I wanted to go someplace where I didn't have to take the jab because I'm not doing that. So Mexico was one of the few places. So I've been to Tulum before, and I didn't love Tulum. It's kind of boring to me, okay? So it depends on what you're into. If you're like a hippie, crunchy vegan that I feel like lives a boring life, maybe you would like this place, right? But the thing that I like about this place is the Airbnbs, right? Because I hate hotels with a passion. And even when I stay places, I like places to be a certain way. I need an outdoor space, a balcony preferably, or a backyard. I need, showers that don't have tubs and shower curtains, so there's certain things. And Tulum has that. And as you can see, this is, I'm outside where I'm at now, little dipping pool, right? And there's a bigger pool in the front. But it's not that hot right now. It's been raining a lot. So it's not even like, I haven't used it. But also this loud ass construction that you hear. I'm sure you hear all this banging, and I feel like I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Because first of all, I'm not somebody who's obsessed with silence. Like, I don't need silence, right? But I'd rather hear music. I'd rather hear, like, you go to Cuba and you hear loud music all day. That doesn't bother me. But listening to all this banging and construction is like about to make me lose my mind, okay? So I can't sit here and read and do work because it's so loud. I wanted to find some place where I could be outside naked. That's another thing. If I can be outside naked, that's a plus. And so I thought, okay, I got these places with these little outdoor areas so I can go outside and be naked. Can't do that either because, let me see if I can flip this camera. Because if you see, hold on. Oh no, wait. I don't think I can flip the camera around, but at least I can. Okay, so if you see, there's no, the sun doesn't shine down, okay? So you have this nice little pool area, but if you look up, there's no direct sun. The plants over here get a little sun, but that doesn't work for me wanting to be outside naked getting sun. That's not going to happen, right? And then there's workers too. So, and then when you step outside of this complex, where I'm staying is nice, but when you step outside in the street, I'm staying in an area called La Valletta, which is similar to my middle name, Valletta. But the roads are the worst roads I've ever driven on in my life. They're so bumpy, there's big puddles and rocks, and so you can barely drive. The beach is a 30-minute drive away because the roads are so bad, okay? I feel like if you're in Tulum and you're staying on the beach, that's probably like the nicest part. But that's the part that's like super duper expensive. Everything is super expensive. But trying to get to the beach is not easy here. You know, if you're staying on the beach, it's one thing. But if you're staying in the other areas, it's like a trek to the beach. And I don't love the beach that much that I'm going to do all that to get to the beach. I just like the sun, right? And I really wanted to swim because I haven't swum in years, because as a black woman, you know, we don't want to get our hair wet. So my hair has to be a certain way in order for me to swim. So I'm ready to swim. I'm in a place where there's a nice big pool outside, but it's not hot. It keeps raining. Just now I tried to go to the beach because there's a gym on the beach that people who know Tulum know about, Tulum Jungle Gym. But it's on the beach, and it's like, you know, you can work out in a bikini, and people who know me know I love to be in bikinis, and I don't really, you know, care, you know, about the beach. I just like being in bikinis. So being able to work out outside in the sun, get my vitamin D, be in my bikini, be barefoot, perfect, right? But that gym is on the beach, so I was on my way there. When I left here about an hour ago, it was nice. It was nice and sunny and hot. As soon as I get in the car, 10 minutes later, it starts to rain. Now it's cloudy, no more sun. So now I'm sitting here like, okay, I could do some videos, but it's so damn loud, okay? I could do some writing and work on my laptop, but I made a mistake. I left my laptop at home in Chicago. I'm trying to get a friend to ship it to me today, so I can't do that. Then I think, you know, anywhere you go here is this long trek of a drive. The food here is heavily vegan, okay? People who know me know that I'm the most anti-vegan person you know. So, or that there is. So if you are a vegan and you're looking for a whole bunch of vegan food, Tulum is a place for you. Now, to me, I feel like if you really, 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 really want jungle vibes, because they always talk about Tulum's in the jungle. I don't feel like I'm in the jungle. I've been in the jungle before. I've been in the jungles in Costa Rica, okay? I've been both coasts of Costa Rica. Being here is making me appreciate Costa Rica more. Like, every country has its pros and its cons. Mexico has really good food, right? And I think Mexico is a great country. I've been different places. When I leave here, I'm actually going to Mexico City, and then I'm going to another town on the other side of the country called Sayulita, which is by Puerto Vallarta, and it's on the other side of the country. So I'll be going over there. Hopefully, it'll be nicer than here. So it is a nice country, but the thing is, like, when I was in the jungles, the Caribbean coast of Costa Rica, it's very jungle-like. I think Costa Rica is kind of boring. I think Mexico is kind of boring because of what I'm into. I'm into good music and dance. Mexico and Costa Rica aren't the countries for that. The one thing about Costa Rica, though, is that on the Caribbean coast, there's a lot of people of Caribbean descent from, like, Trinidad and Jamaica, so you hear a lot of reggae and dancehall. So it's, you know, and the black people over there dance. Okay, but let me stay to Mexico. Over here, in the places that I've been to in Mexico, the music and dance scene is not strong. It's not my thing, right? So it's not some place that I feel like, well, I want to go out and do something. You can go out and drink margaritas. I love margaritas. But then it's like, okay, now I want to turn up. What do I do? There are black Americans here. I don't really understand what the fascination is of people wanting to move here. There's other places like Merida, which I was going to go to Merida, which is a town that's about a 4-hour drive from here. It's on the Yucatan as well. And there's a lot of black Americans moving to Merida. And I was going to go there, but I decided to go to the other side of the country instead. I've heard great things about Merida, but there's some black Americans here as well. But Tulum, somebody asked me if I would stay at another Airbnb next time. Well, this is the second, where I'm at now is the second place that I've stayed at during this trip, right? And tomorrow I'm going to one more location tomorrow before I leave. And so the first Airbnb I was at, they told us that there was going to be construction all day, but it wasn't loud. I didn't hear it over there. It's just that I had to leave that place because they lost their electricity, okay? They didn't have electricity all day and I couldn't do it. I had to leave, so I came over here. Over here it's so fucking loud, okay? I feel like I'm going to lose my mind. It's really making me upset because I'm like, if somebody came here because they wanted some peace, there's no peace. There's construction everywhere around. And when you leave out of these complexes, like when you see photos of people in Tulum that look so beautiful and exotic, that's usually because they're either inside of a complex, okay? Because Tulum has a lot of compounds, like I've never seen before, these compounds with really nice places to stay. So on the outside, on the street, it looks like shit. Okay, it looks horrible. Then you walk into the compounds, and you walk into the compounds, and it's beautiful on the inside, right? There's parts in Mexico and other places like DR, people say good things about. I used to be totally against going to DR because I don't like how ignorant they are towards Haitians and other things. But people love DR, and I like Dominican music. I think the people look better, the men and the women look good. But when I look at the Airbnbs in DR, I don't like how they look. They look very third world-ish. I don't like that third world-ish looking look where it's like white tile floors, white walls, little ugly place with hardly any windows and plastic furniture and an ugly sofa. Everything looks cheap and tacky. And, you have a shower with a tub and a shower curtain. Like, I can't do that. And that's all that I see in DR, no matter where I look. So that's the thing that keeps me from going there. But culturally, aesthetically, I think I would like it way better, right? But this is the real Tulum. I think people should know because it's funny. I bumped into my cousin here and her dude was not liking this place. He was just like, this is the hood. That's what he kept saying. Because, and I felt the same way when I first came last year. I was surprised. I was like, was not expecting it to look like this. And I don't think many people tell you that. People take the pictures in the nice exotic looking places, but they don't let you know that this is just one little spot. Once you step out of this frame and go outside this compound, it's not that nice. Like I said, the beach, people who are staying on the beach might be paying $1,000 a night and they're like literally on the beach. And they don't have to deal with Tulum town because in Tulum you have the beach and then you have the pueblo, okay, the town. And that's where I'm at in the town. That's where most people stay is in the town. The people that stay on the beach are usually rich because they're paying $1,000, $2,000 a night. But over there you don't have all the loud construction and everything. I've never seen so much development in my life. I feel like in 10 years, Tulum is probably going to be probably a lot nicer, but also super developed. Okay, it's not like when I was on the Caribbean coast of Costa Rica, they kept the lushness of the jungle intact, right? And you really felt like you're in the jungle. Over here, I don't feel like I'm in the jungle. It's very. People talk about concrete jungle. This is that. At the most perfect definition of it. And the amount of construction, I'm just thinking to myself, all these white people who are into yoga, probably some black people too, but a lot of white people who are into yoga and a holistic lifestyle and, let me be one with nature, and they want to come to Tulum, but you're not doing that because there's not a lot of nature. Nature has been destructed. You see nature, like you see these plants and stuff. That's beautiful. Okay, another place I was staying at had plants, and they have plants. But when you step outside this complex, you don't see a bunch of trees and plants growing everywhere. Okay, you see fucked up roads, big old rocks. Okay, I don't know. In a lot of ways, it can be overrated. I think it depends on what you come here for. I almost felt like if you come here for like you really want to just have a relaxing time by yourself, or maybe with your lover, and like you just want to be in and have a place where there's a lot of places here where you have your own little private plunge pool and you got like all this stuff, and so it's cute because like usually if I'm someplace and I'm staying in a hotel or staying somewhere, I don't want to stay inside the hotel room or inside the Airbnb because I don't like it. I just want to go there to sleep, get out, and go out and do stuff. Here, if you're actually like going to stay in, this is like, there's nice Airbnbs here. Like, I wish other countries and other places would follow Tulum with how they do their Airbnbs. That's one of the things that draws me here the most. But the food, I feel like the food is best on the street. Like, I never thought that the best Mexican food was in big fancy restaurants. Never thought that. But here, the fancy restaurants, there's affordable ones. But the ones that I've gone to, now I haven't gone to any on the beach, but in the town, there's some nice ones. But it's like, I feel like they don't do other things well. Like last night, I went to a burger place. My cousin, that's where she went for her birthday. So we went to this burger place that was supposed to be 5 stars. That burger was the worst burger I ever had in my life. And I'm like, see, and it's not like you see burgers a lot, but that's why I would never want to move here or to another country because I love American food, okay? Nothing better than a great American breakfast. There's nothing better than a good burger, okay? And you're not going to get that here. I don't think that they do other types of other cultures' foods very well. But then with the Mexican food, it's like the best Mexican food is on the street being cooked by the Mexicans. When you go in the restaurants, they try too much to cater to the vegetarian crowd. So last night I had some fish tacos, and I'm tired of tacos. There's a lot of tacos, right? But I had some fish tacos with, they put raw carrots on it and raw cabbage. And I'm like, why? Why is there raw carrots on my taco? Like, first of all, not only are raw carrots disgusting, but they're not nutritious. For those of you, I know most of you that are watching me right now or follow me, you know that I'm a nutritionist. You may or may not listen to my nutrition videos. If you don't, you should. Some of you may not know that about me. So when I'm saying that raw carrots are nasty, they are nasty to me, but they're also not nutritious, okay? Carrots are best when they're cooked with a fat. I feel like they're doing that to appease the grass eaters, the people that I call the vegan vegetarian crowd. Mexicans don't put raw carrots and raw cabbage, maybe fermented cabbage, you know what I'm saying? Lacto-fermented cabbage, but not just raw cabbage. I don't know. So to me, I just don't like the overly, and I also love my matcha in the morning, which is how I get my caffeine from matcha tea. And there are places here that specialize in matcha, but then it's like all plant-based. So I like my matcha with whole milk and cream. I was about to say it in Spanish. Well, whole milk and cream, they don't have that because it's all plant-based. It's a plant-based. And it's like, that's not how people in the jungle live. These indigenous people who are on the street selling food and everything else, they're not eating all this plant-based shit. They're making tacos with organ meats and stuff like that. So you say that you want to come, people do the same thing in Costa Rica. You have these white yogis, okay, that's like, oh, I want to come and zen in peace with nature, but what you're doing is totally against nature. And then you act like you want to be one with indigenous people, but indigenous people aren't eating a vegan diet. They're eating organ meats, okay? They're eating tons of meat. They're not eating, plant-based this and plant-based that. And all this plant-based stuff is deteriorating the earth because around here, all you see is, deforestation, building, cut down. So for people who are so in that plant-based thing, understand you contribute to that. Because if you want to have coconut water and coconuts and avocado and bananas all year round in New York and Philly and Chicago and Detroit and everywhere where it doesn't grow, okay, most of the United States, 365 days out the year, we can find bananas, mangoes, coconuts, avocados in our supermarkets, right? But that's coming from places like this. So that means they cut down a lot to ship it to us. So all of that is actually against nature. People are supposed to be eating what's locally around them, okay? And no indigenous person was just eating plants. And nobody who lived in the jungle was sitting around just eating fruit, okay? That's just the reality of it. And so it's very contradictory to me with that, okay? And I just don't think that this is a Zen place. You hear all this noise in the background. I wanted to do a video, too. I wanted to talk about, just my whole experience coming here because this time I did rent a car. If you watched my first video, I talked about the fact that it's not easy to get around in Tulum, and the taxis are expensive. This part of the island is the most expensive part of Mexico. So you have Cancun. Tulum is like an hour and 45-minute drive from Cancun. I flew into Cancun. I rented a car and drove over here. Playa del Carmen. The whole area is it's the most expensive part in Mexico. So taking a taxi in Tulum, like 10, 15 minutes, might cost you $20, okay? That's how expensive it is. Where it's not like that in the rest of the country. And so it's much easier to have a car. And so I was going to speak about that whole experience of just, driving here and all that. And I feel like there's more things I want to share, but it's just too loud for me to even think. I'm sure all of you can hear this noise outside. Other things about Tulum, unlike like other places, like when I was in Mexico City, there was Uber. There's no Uber in Tulum. Mexico City, you can order food to be delivered to you on Uber Eats or other apps like Rappi's in Colombia and Mexico, but you don't have any of that over here. So over here, you want food, you got to go get it. There's no deliveries. There's no Uber. A lot of people take cars, but a lot of people don't. So you have to have like, some cash on hand for certain things. Oh my God, time out. I remember when I was driving here, like the highway, the roads coming from the airport to Tulum, which also goes to Playa del Carmen and all that. Those roads are they're easy to drive on. They're well paved. It's when I got into Tulum that the roads got bad. One thing about Mexico that's different, well, I could say over here. I don't know about other parts of the country, but over here, and I've never seen before, is there's all these speed bumps in the road. Even on the highway, okay, there's speed bumps. So you get to a certain area where there's like a bunch of speed bumps, and you have to slow down. And then just driving down the regular street, like in Tulum town, on Avenida de Tulum, okay, which is the main strip. There's like speed bumps on every block. And some of the speed bumps are really big. Like they're really like these big mountains you have to drive over, okay? So there's like, that's a little bit annoying. And you have to be alert and pay attention to that. Other than that, also, for the people who, I also don't like going places where weed is not everywhere, okay? Because I do smoke weed and it helps me to find my zen and calm down, especially with all this loud ass noise. It's pretty easy to find on this side. I know in Playa del Carmen it's really easy. I didn't go there this time. Well, I kind of did for a second. Playa del Carmen, everybody's trying to sell it to you. Tulum, that's not my experience, but I was still able to find it here. The price for the rental car for a week, you know what? Okay. So I just got a message from my other Airbnb that I'm going to tomorrow that they don't have any construction going on over there. So great. So I can get some quiet and get some work done. Anyhow, and I think the next place I'm going to, I think I can be outside naked in the sun. So hopefully it'll be sunny tomorrow. I'm going to pray to the sun goddess to give me some sun tomorrow. I just need to be naked in the sun. So the car rental, I paid. Well, I shouldn't have gotten the insurance because I tried not to get the insurance because my credit card has insurance. I tried not to get it, but then the guy kind of talked me into getting the very basic one, which afterwards I realized I shouldn't have done because he was like, oh, you should still get this even though, and I listened to him, shouldn't have. So it would have been cheaper if I didn't get the basic insurance, right? But my total was $270, I think, for 5 days. So from the 14th to the 18th. If I didn't get the insurance, it would have been cheaper. I think that like on the site, it said like $35 a day or something like that, or $20 a day, $20. I don't know, I forget. It wasn't that. It was like, of course it can change, but I can't remember what the rate was originally set at. You're coming to Tulum in February? I feel like maybe I would try to come here one more time. And the only reason is because there's something special, like this area, there's something called Cenotes, and I don't know if you guys know about Cenotes, but Cenotes is something that's uniquely Mexican, right? And it's like these sacred underwater caves, and you could look it up, Cenotes, Cenotes. This is a very mystical, spiritual place to the indigenous people where they believe that spirits and souls were resided, and it's like these underwater caves. Sometimes there's bats in there, and I wanted to go to that, but I'm like, if I go, I don't want to go by myself. I want to go with a friend. I was going to go by myself this time, but I'm like, it'd be cool to go with somebody, and they could, if I'm going to do that, at least want a picture or a video or something, proof. But and then I was going to go, and then I bumped into my cousin, and then she went yesterday, and I was going to go with her. We were going to go to Chichen Itza and then go to the Cenotes, but then we woke up. Yesterday morning, I woke up, my head was hurting, I think, from drinking too much the night before. And I was just too tired, and I needed to eat. And she ended up not going, and so then she ended up going to the cenote. I didn't go with her. It was raining yesterday. She told me that where the cenote was, the sun came out. Sometimes you go to a different area and it's sunny, but it was cloudy, so I didn't do it, and I probably won't do it this time. So I would probably come back here one more time just to do those things. And I would probably prefer to be with a person. Like if I come back again with somebody else, and it needs to be hotter, so I can use all these plunge pools. It's not that hot right now. What I read was I think May is supposed to be like the hottest time or something. So I'll probably come back around then. Also, with the beaches here, if you're somebody who really wants the beach and that's your main reason for coming to Tulum, I wouldn't come to Tulum if my main thing was the beach, unless you're going to stay on the beach. Because it's a pain in the ass to get to the beach. Most of these beaches aren't free. They cost like $20. Like there's some free, it's just, even when you're driving on the main strip next to the beach, you can't even see the beach because there's all these businesses and stuff that block the view. So it's not like when you're in Miami and you're driving on the strip and you can see the beach. It's not like that. So if somebody really wanted the beach, there's better places to go, like Playa del Carmen. Playa del Carmen beaches are really packed. You know, I went to the beach at Puerto Morelos, which is close to Playa del Carmen. But I really liked on the other side of the country, when I went to Puerto Escondido in January. Puerto Escondido, that to me was way better than anything over here. You coming for a Bufu frog ceremony? I don't know what that is. The food here is pretty cheap. Even when you're eating in like restaurants and stuff like that, it's pretty cheap. I will be posting things on my Instagram, just showing you some things that I ate and telling you how much it costs. You have some idea. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I wanted to say? So, yeah, when I came here last December, I told myself I probably won't come back here. But what made me come back was I'm like, okay, I want to do the Cenotes. And I really wanted to be outside naked in the sun. And I'm like, okay, Tulum has these beautiful areas, these outdoor areas where I could be outside because there's walls and nobody could see me. But then I get here, and the sun is being blocked by shade. And then it's not even that sunny outside, you know? So that's what brought me back, was that and the Cenotes, which is very special, you know? So I feel like Tulum is cool because like I like to say good and bad about everything, try to make the best of it. Tulum is cool to me if you want to come here to do the other things that's around, like the Cenotes and the ruins and the archaeological sites. I tend not to do a lot of touristy stuff when I travel. A lot of times I'm also doing work because I work at home, right? I work at home a lot already. So when I travel, I'm like, okay, instead of me working at home, I'll work over here. I'll work remotely and change the environment because I'm in my house all the time, especially in the winter when the days are so short. You wake up, you blink, and it's nighttime again. And, you know, Chicago is too cloudy. It's a gray, Chicago doesn't have that many sunny days in the winter. Like, I'm from New York, and I'm used to the winter. I've made peace with the winter. I could deal with the winter, but I can't deal with the dark winter. It's like, can I have some more sun? Chicago is like London in the summertime. It's too dark. So I'm like, and that shit takes away my inspiration. It drains my energy. I can't focus. It just takes away my... So I needed to, like, you know, come here, get naked, get a blast of sun, get rid of my yellow winter color, get some, you know, activate my melanin, get inspired, you know. But Tulum, hopefully I'll get something good out of my last day here. But, you know, that's just the update, you know. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to say. I wrote down a bunch of notes that I wanted to say, but then they're on my phone, and I can't look at them because I'm doing this video. So whatever I didn't remember, I'll put in the next video. I don't know if any of you have any questions. Yeah, I'm about to just eat a bunch of street food tonight because I'm not too happy with the restaurant food. The margaritas and stuff are good. You can get good margaritas for like $5. Like good ones. Can I get the spelling on the caves in text on your... What? I don't understand what you're saying. I don't understand that. So at this point, like, I'm trying not to, you know, be totally annoyed and miserable. I'm about to read and make the best of my day since there's no sun. And sometimes the sun comes back out. And that's too what happens when you're in the jungle, you know. I mean, I've been in the jungle before, you know, the rainforest and shit where it rains a lot, you know, especially when you come during certain times. It rains like there's no tomorrow. But at least in Costa Rica, when it rains a lot, you see lushness everywhere. It's not lush over here at all. The caves are called cenotes. You can easily look it up if you Google it. Cenotes, like notes. Notes. C-C-E, notes. Notes. Cenotes. Oh, here comes more rain. Rain and construction. That's what this trip is. I hope that I get some sun tomorrow. Please. I mean, there was sun this morning. There was sun until about 11:15. So I think I'm gonna have to get up like super early, go do whatever I can, get a little bit of sun while it's out because it looks like it's gonna rain. I was supposed to go to Mexico City tomorrow, but I decided to stay one more day. So I'm going to Mexico City on Friday, and then on Saturday, and Mexico City, by the way, is one of my favorite, definitely one of my favorite big cities. I did a video about that too. And then I'm going to the other side of Sayulita. Another thing to know about Tulum is that it gets chilly at night, okay? Like, it was like that this time when I was here and the last time. Like, even right now, I'm starting to get a little bit chilly because the sun's gone, it's starting to rain. But at night, it's definitely chilly. Like, I always went pants and a jacket. So it's not like you could be like in Miami or certain places where it's hot in the daytime and it's warm at night. It gets kind of cool here at night. If you're a dude, you'd probably be okay. But girls who get cold easily, I definitely would say bring a jacket, bring some pants, you know. The weather, it's not super hot like you would think. And I think I'm done talking for now. I think I said everything I need to say. If you have been to Tulum and you have anything you want to add or share, please do. I think I've said everything I need to say. And there's some things that I didn't say because I said it in my first video that I did last December. So you can take a look at that. That's the video of my first impressions on Tulum. Okay, people, I hope you have a great day. And I'm always looking for other cool places in Mexico to go. So if you've been to Mexico, you like Mexico, and you have some places you want to recommend, please do. All right? Thanks for listening. Have a good day. Bye.